Welcome to the Conscious Portal. Today I'm here to share some insights with you that I've had over the past couple days. I was reading this book called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, and there was a chapter where he briefly talked about using self-criticism for yourself, and it changed my entire perspective on my life, and it really has transformed my relationship with myself, and it's helped me progress in so many ways, so much quicker than when I was constantly at war with myself, battling my inner critic. So I just want to share with you today some of the things that I've learned and some awareness that I've gained. And hopefully it will help you in your life, in your relationship with yourself, and how you show up in the world. The first thing I want to say is that your self-criticism is really just information. It really can help you live a better life, which is so crazy to think about, right? We think that because it's judgmental and negative, we need to get rid of it. It doesn't serve us. We should do everything in our power to always be positive and to not listen to the judgments. And part of that is true. I do think that the messenger is a little bit harsh, but I think that the message itself is so important. I have this theory that deep down, there's a part of you that knows what's best for you. There's something in you that knows you have potential, that wants to be fulfilled. It wants to be realized. We all just want to live our best lives. We all just want to feel good in our bodies on this earth. So I think that these judgments come to kind of point us in the direction we need to go next. They help us see where we are maybe not living up to our fullest potential, where we're not listening to ourselves and our truest desires and what we need. Because I do think that under every single harsh judgment that we have about ourselves, there's a genuine desire. Maybe that is a desire for connection, a desire for growth, for change, for self-love. So our work is to uncover what the self-criticism really means, what it's really trying to show us and tell us about ourselves. When I was planning this podcast, I woke up one morning and I just felt like shit. I felt absolutely horrible about myself and my life. And it was because the night before I had eaten so many hot Cheetos, just binged on junk food, and then I smoked a spliff. It's weed and nicotine if you're unfamiliar. So I woke up and I just felt bloated. I felt sick. I felt gross. I felt awful. And then of course my brain started going to, you shouldn't have eaten that junk food. You shouldn't have smoked. You are so bloated now. You're so fat. You're so disgusting. I feel so horrible. And I was just noticing that I had this very judgmental, critical voice in my head. I was able to catch it pretty quickly. I think because this podcast topic was on my mind, I recognized, okay, this is a live example happening right now. This is an opportunity for me to put this work, what I've learned, into practice. So I said, okay, you're not allowed to call me fat or disgusting. You're not allowed to beat me up for my decision last night. I still deserve to exist as a human being on this planet, even bloated, even with burnt lungs from smoking, even from the grogginess, even with this horrible experience that I'm having this morning. I am still allowed to exist. My worth has not changed. I'm still valuable. I'm still loved. I still deserve to be here exactly as I am. And I am not going to take anything external that I do or don't do or consume or don't consume. I'm not going to let that mean anything about me or my worth, my value as a human. So coming from that place where you're not tying your self-worth to your actions or how you look or how you feel, you're just observing it, you can really get down to the true message that the self-criticism is trying to give you. I understood in that moment of feeling horrible that my self-criticism was just trying to help me feel better. Because who doesn't want to wake up in the morning and feel amazing? Who doesn't want to wake up and be ready for the day to start? Who wants to wake up and feel shit about their actions the night before? So that judgmental voice in my head that was spiraling was just trying to show me that I would feel better if I didn't take those actions at night. If I took care of my body, my health, my lungs, my mental well-being. If I prioritize that, I would wake up and feel good. So that is the truest, deepest desire that I have, to wake up in the morning and feel good. So then I can see the voice that's telling me, don't eat Cheetos, don't smoke a spliff. It has nothing to do with my character or my worth. Doesn't mean anything about me. It's just information. If you can take away the emotions, the shame, the guilt, the character assassination that the self-criticism can bring, if you can strip all of that back and just take the information, just be curious, you can change your life and learn so much about yourself. So pay attention to what you criticize yourself for. Notice if food and body image are big things for you. If social acceptance is a big thing for you, your productivity levels. Notice what you judge yourself the most for. And a practice that I've been doing is writing down all of my self-criticisms, everything that I judge about myself, everything I don't like. And then I ask, what is this protecting me from? What is this ultimately trying to give me in my life? What kind of alignment is trying to come into place? What is this showing me? What is it teaching me? Another example I'll give is last night, me and my friends did a little dance out on the salt flats. Hence why I'm covered in glitter. I just couldn't wash it off. I just was not ready to let go of the whimsy yet. But I was noticing that I was so anxious last night dancing because the self-criticism that I had was, you're a bad dancer. You look silly when you're dancing. You look stupid. People are going to judge you. Don't dance. It's better to just stay safe, stay on the sidelines. Don't risk rejection by dancing. It's coming from a place of protection. It's a survival mechanism. My brain is associating social acceptance with me feeling good about myself. And that was something that I chose to let go of. Instead of listening to the self-criticism that said, stay safe on the outskirts, don't dance, I said, you know what? I see you. I see your fear. It's so valid. I know you don't want people to judge you. I know you don't want to look silly. I know that you want to feel okay about yourself, and you think that not dancing is going to help you feel okay about yourself. I see that. I understand it. And also, I'm going to dance because that's something that I want to do. I want to show up in my life. I don't always want to let that self-judgment voice in my head win. Sometimes I see the fear, I see that it's trying to protect me, and I choose the hard thing anyways. I choose to get out on that dance floor and shake my little booty and do weird things with my fists and my hands. And I look silly and I look weird and I just accept it. And I have built such a deep and beautiful relationship with myself from this place because I have started to create evidence for myself that it's okay to show up silly. It's okay for people to have a negative judgment towards you. It's okay to not be the best dancer. It's okay to be exactly as I am. If I were to listen to the self-criticizing voice that said, don't dance, then I would be practicing hiding. Literally, because what you repeatedly do, what you practice is what you get good at. So the longer that you hide and play it safe and stay in comfort and don't take the risk, you're going to get better at hiding. You're going to get better at staying in comfort. But if you can practice showing up, being scared and doing it anyways, facing your fears, being vulnerable out on the dance floor, literally and metaphorically, the dance floor of life, showing up on social media, showing up at a new club, in new friendships, at new spaces, a new job, whatever it is that you're afraid to show up for. If you practice being in the discomfort, not listening to the negative voice in your head, then you're going to build some self-trust and you're going to start to collect evidence that even though something feels terrifying, even though something literally feels like death, social rejection feels like death sometimes, our silly little brains mistake it for, oh my God, we're going to end up alone and die. If these people don't accept us, if we look weird, my brain literally thinks that it means death. And it makes sense because in the past, we were very reliant on each other as a social species. We needed acceptance in order to live. So we still kind of have the remnants of that wiring in our DNA, but it can be overridden and you can start to build evidence and trust with yourself that even if people don't accept you, even if you are rejected, it does not mean death. It's actually freedom. It's actually liberation. And then you realize that there's nothing that you can't do. There's no way that you can't show up. If you can understand why your brain is trying to protect you, what fear you're trying to run from, and then show up anyways and start to show yourself that it's safe for you to be you. You don't always have to listen to the self-criticism. Sometimes it has your best interest in mind. Like in my case with the Cheetos and the spliffs, I take that and I say, okay, I know. I know. I want to feel good in the morning. I hear you. I see you. I know you want me to feel good. I know you want me to be at my optimal functioning levels in the morning because that's how I am going to fulfill my highest potential. That's how I can best show up in the world when I'm taking care of my physical health. So I use that self-criticism in order to grow myself, to evolve, to live my best life. I listen to it, just the information. I don't listen to it calling me a fatty. I don't listen to it calling me worthless and lazy. I don't let my self-criticism control me from a place of like name calling and bashing and beating down. I just say, okay, give me the information. Give me the cold, hard facts. I know that everything has a consequence and I don't have to judge it. I don't have to say it's good or bad. I can just recognize action, consequence. Fueling my body makes me feel good. Putting toxins in my body makes me feel bad. It's just information. It doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be an attack on your character. It doesn't have to mean anything about you and your worth and your value as a human being on the planet. These judgments we have towards ourselves mean well. Deep down, there is just a desire that wants to be fulfilled. There is a potential in every single one of us that wants to be realized. And the best way to do that is to take all of your self-criticism, all of your judgments, and be curious about them and really get into the nitty-gritty of who you are and what you ultimately want and what's in alignment for you. And just like I did with the Cheetos versus the dancing, you can choose what criticisms you want to use to fuel you and change you and help grow you, and which ones you're okay to just let go of. You're okay to just dance through and release and not listen to. It really is a choice. And if you can just maintain a good relationship with yourself, not let the name calling win, not let the shame win, you're going to learn so much about yourself and what's best for you. This is part of shadow work, right? It's getting into the nitty gritty of who we are, the darkness and the light. And so much darkness resides in self-criticism, in our own self-hatred, in our own self-judgments. There we can learn what qualities about myself am I repressing? What unconscious behaviors am I getting into because I'm unwilling to look at the truth of myself and my life? Pay attention to what you're judging in yourself and break it down. Ask yourself, what is this protecting me from? What's the fear here? And what is it that I ultimately want? What direction is this ultimately pointing me to? And is that a direction that I want to go? Criticism really can just be feedback. And you can use that criticism as your inner coach, because the criticism is really just you. It's a part of you. It knows you so well. And if you ask it the right questions and ask it to point you in the right direction, you will unlock so much wisdom. You'll literally uncover this gold mine of information for you to develop and evolve into the best version of yourself. Not to say that this version of you is not amazing, because it is. And you can walk away from this episode and not change a single thing, and that's totally fine. But I think it's a missed opportunity when you just let your judgmental mind run rampant over your life and you don't stop to see the underlying cause behind it, the lesson it's trying to teach you, the direction it's trying to steer you in. I know it sounds crazy, but you really can make friends with your inner critic as long as you don't allow it to, again, call you names or beat you down or make you feel like you don't deserve to exist as a human being. Ask the critic for advice, genuine, real, tangible advice with no emotional tie or association, without any stories, without making it mean anything about yourself. It has so much wisdom for you. When I start feeling down on myself because of the way that I show up socially, the way that I am in friendships, I understand that the voice is trying to keep me safe. It's trying to help me live my best life. And then I can start talking to it like a friend. So if it's saying you're not showing up in your friendships very well, I can use that as fuel to beat myself up, and I can make a story out of it. The story being, I'm a horrible friend. No one will ever like me. I just need to be alone forever. I'll just be independent. This is where my brain goes. It makes meaning out of all of this. I can choose to fall down that rabbit hole and nothing productive gets done that way. Or I can say, interesting. Okay, you're not showing up in your friendships very well. How do you want to show up? What's your actual genuine desire? And then my brain has all the answers. It says, oh, I really want to connect with this person because I miss this quality and I miss talking about this and I miss bonding over this. And I can say, oh, okay. How do you think we best go about reaching out to that person? How do you think we best go about maintaining this friendship? And your brain has so much wisdom. Your brain has all the answers if you could just give it the space to tell you without hating yourself. Change can only come from a place of love. We know this. We cannot hate ourselves into change, at least not into lasting change. The only way to truly change yourself is to love yourself exactly as you are, and to understand why you want to change, what benefit that change will have for you, and to let that benefit outweigh the benefit of staying the same, because there's benefits to both. I know that in this life, I am not meant to remain stagnant. I am not meant to stay in the same place. We naturally want to grow and evolve and experience and change and see what we're capable of. The pathway to doing that is actually just within. It's so internal. There's external things too, but I think that the true journey is the journey within, where we understand ourselves so much better. We let our inner guidance point us in the direction we need to go. And you can access your direction through all of the thoughts that you think to yourself. So many of them go by unconsciously, and we think that that's just how it is. That's just the truth. But if you stop and examine it and get closer to it, you'll get closer to the truth of who you are and what you want. So don't be afraid to look at yourself. Don't be afraid to look at the criticisms that you have. Do it from a place of love. Remember that you are a child of God. You are a child of the universe. Something created you. You're meant to be here. There's an energy that's sustaining you. So you're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to exist. You're allowed to be you. From that place, where are you going to go? What does your heart truly desire? How can you live more consciously, more intentionally? I'm telling you, your self-criticism is going to show you exactly where you can make changes, exactly where you can grow and evolve and step into your highest calling, your highest purpose, your highest self. Through the shadow, through the self-hatred and the pain and the judgments. All of that is the key to living your best life. Until you love and accept every part of yourself, you are not going to be able to live your fullest life, because you're going to be constantly repressing your shadow side, repressing these self-criticisms, repressing the truth. And that takes energy, that takes work. But if you can accept that you are imperfect, but you still get to exist, you still get to show up, you're still valuable and completely lovable just as you are, you can make peace with your shadow traits, make peace with your entire human existence, and then your growth will just be exponential, because you're not using all of your energy to fight yourself, to fight your humanness, to fight your truest desires, to fight the judgments, because we do that. All of that energy can be used to create the life of your dreams. You just have to become aware. You have to let all of your insecurities, all of your doubts, all of your judgments come to the surface so that they can be met with understanding and love and used as information on where you need to go, where you want to go. So don't be afraid to look at your inner critic. Don't be afraid to look at the judgments. Don't be afraid to love yourself, even though you have them. Don't be afraid to make changes in your life, to do hard, uncomfortable things on the path to alignment, to living out your truest, most beautiful, authentic life. It's going to require you to get into the depths, get into the shadow, peel back the shame, peel back the guilt, peel back all of the conditioning that you have, everyone else's voice that's in your head that's judging you. Move past all of that and get to the truth. Access the information. It's all there, and it's all willing to serve you if only you could use it that way. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. I love you all so much. If you want to contact me, you can email me, consciousportalpod@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Amy's_aura, and I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely, beautiful day.